Hello and welcome back to Inside Quotes, the show where my brother and I rewatch, review, and relive the staples of our childhood. This is Commander Jeremy, and with me today is my co-pilot, Jonathan. Jonathan, welcome back to the show.
Quack, quack, everybody. I believe this is going to be our finest hour of the
Or
podcast.
a successful failure, if you will.
Failure is not an option, Jeremy.
Well, tell that to the exploding gas tank. So,
Jeremy, I'm really thrown off right now. You're in a different location.
I am.
Care to tell the listeners where you're at?
Yeah. Well, I'm in a hotel room right now. This is the first time I've ever recorded from a hotel room, not at my own home or your home.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in Washington, D.C. right now because I'm here for a work trip. But I figured I'd take advantage of this trip by going to the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum because this week we are covering Apollo 13. And, you know, they have space things at the Air and Space Museum.
They do.
So I flew in yesterday and I got in. I got a haircut, and then I went straight to the museum with my fresh cut. And then
was Tom Hanks getting on to you about your long hair? You know, get a haircut.
Get a haircut. Yeah, I had to go to military school. But so I'm in the Air and Space Museum, and we went there once whenever we came here in DC in like maybe 2014 when I was in high school. But I didn't really remember the Air and Space Museum much at all.
Oh yeah,
I maybe remember like the opening section where there's all the planes and stuff, but I've never really been too interested in the planes section, just the space. Yeah. But I guess you got to get to the planes before you get to the space. That's just how that works.
Mm-hmm. They put the milk in the back of the store. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But yeah, Jonathan, what are your memories with space? What do you think? Do you have a memory of this movie specifically, or?
Yeah, I remember us watching it all the time.
Yeah.
Growing up, like you said, our dad really loved it. I do remember in our childhood bedroom, we had like those glow stars and stuff that you would like tape
glow
to
in
the
dark.
ceiling. Yeah, glow in the dark stars and moons and stuff like that. When you said memories of space, I went back to that.
That's what you thought of. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
A lot of kids will say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they'll say an astronaut. I don't think that was ever anything I said. But
I 100% said that. I have a story.
Well, let's hear it. No, I just never. I don't know. I never really thought of that as like something. Like I figured you'd had to do a lot of math. I was like, I'm out.
Well, you
coming from the accountant first,
That is funny.
For me, like always, math careers were always like I was never interested in that. Like accounting, finance, that's kind of different. But like anything where you're like trying to like have to understand physics.
When life depends on it. Yeah. I actually really loved physics in high school and in college. I got a marketing degree, but I had to take a year of science. So I took physics. So I took a year of college physics. That's about as far as I went. Nowhere near anything. I didn't do any calculus, nothing. But, growing up in Florida, we had a lot of opportunity to learn about space because we had the Kennedy Space Center, and we could always like go to Jetty Park and watch space launches and stuff. We'd always see them. Even from Tampa, we could see them. And I just have a memory of going to Kennedy Space Center and getting a rocket ship drink, like a big souvenir, like clear plastic rocket ship. And it looked like it had flames and stuff, and it was full of Coke. And I drank that, and it was my first ever Dippin' Dots experience.
Oh.
And that came in an astronaut helmet.
Wow, yeah.
And, Dippin' Dots is the ice cream of the future, I always learned at Kennedy Space Center. But Yeah, that was my first ever experience with Dippin'
Mm-hmm.
Dots. And it's such a great day, like that field trip. It was like the end of the year. We just learned about the solar system. And I was inspired to become an astronaut like every other kid did.
Mm.
But
From
I
that
was
trip,
really
huh?
going to do it. Yeah, from that trip, I was really going to do it. Fast forward the next year, fourth grade, we weren't learning about the solar system. So I was really bored. But I saw that our TV cart, okay, I was daydreaming. Okay. I, I was dozing off. I was not paying attention. But our TV cart said Apollo on it. It
Mm.
was like the brand of the TV cart.
Huh.
But I like locked in on that and started daydreaming about my future career as an astronaut. And I literally heard the Apollo 13 movie score soundtrack in my head and like the beeps from the aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
But all the while, I stopped paying attention to the teacher, who I'm sure was teaching us math or science or something. And then I fast forward to seventh grade, pre
Mm-hmm.
algebra, and I basically kissed that dream goodbye after learning complex inequalities.
Mm-hmm.
I said, nah, that's not for me.
Mm.
But I did continue to daydream in class. So
Yeah. You got to. You got to.
I was so mad when someone was like, you can't, you know, you have to be like really good at math, right? And I said, psh, no, you don't. Watch me. I'll be the first astronaut to not take calculus.
And then there's the movie Rocket Man with Harlan Williams.
Absolutely. We should just do a whole space theme. Oh, what a good movie.
Mm. Okay, you were talking about your trip to Kennedy Space Center, and that
Hmm.
reminded me of a couple things. First off, my own trip to Kennedy Space Center, that was a classic at FCA, like
Yeah.
third grade field trip, at least when I went.
Yeah, me
Um,
too. I also
God.
got to go in sixth grade because
Mhm.
I went to a new school, and that's when they did it.
Oh, okay, okay.
And we had earth
Double dipping.
science. Yeah.
Double dipping on the Dippin'
Double
Dots,
dipping
huh?
dots. Double
Wow.
dipping on the dippin' dots.
Okay. So,
Banana split is the best flavor. Have to say it.
oh,
Nobody, it gets slept on. Nobody
no.
likes the banana split.
Wait, for real? I thought that was generally accepted. Like that's the best one.
I don't know. I don't know anybody that said I hate the banana split flavor.
Mm,
I just like to say people sleep on it because it's my
mm,
favorite.
that is a good one. Speaking of that, though, I do feel like I have a controversial opinion because I like the astronaut ice cream, like
I
the
love it.
dehydrated, like chalk stuff. Like I like
Yeah.
that stuff.
Oh
Not
yeah.
everyone does.
Has
I don't
anybody
know.
ever tried to rehydrate it and freeze it? Is that like what you're supposed to do with it, or are you just supposed to eat it like a dry ramen noodle packet?
I think that's just all you got when you're in space, or hiking, on the Appalachian
Yeah.
Trail. I know when I was hiking, I would always bring some of that stuff too as a treat.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I saw
Anyway,
this
I enjoy
guy
it.
made his own ice cream, homemade ice cream, in like a
Hmm.
bag while he was hiking, and he brought it up like you make it in a Ziploc bag and
Yeah.
you shake it up with the ice and stuff,
Hmm.
and he made it. He just put it in his pack, and with him hiking and shaking it around, it just had ice cream by the end of his hike at the
It's
top of
not
a
a bad
mountain.
idea.
It's pretty great,
Yeah.
but
I feel like that's the only way that I would want to make ice cream myself, as if it was just doing it on its own. Because I feel like in Scouts we would do that, like make, and
you
I
got to
just
take
like I
shifts
never enjoyed that. I
shaking
never
it.
enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It's too much work.
yeah.
My hands are cold.
Might as well just eat it dehydrated
I
right off the
know.
brick.
Yeah, that works for me.
I did check the gift shop for you at the Air and Space Museum, but they didn't have
Mhm.
just the regular Neapolitan brick. They just had
Oh
the
yeah.
ice cream sandwiches, and those aren't as good.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't usually
That's the
go for
hot
that.
take right there.
Hmm.
They had like six flavors of sandwiches, but no just straight up ice cream.
Mm.
So, sad.
The other memory I have on my field trip to Kennedy Space Center, which was a great time, was I feel like I like mom gave me like some money to get it, something from the gift shop, right? but it wasn't really enough to get anything good. Like I feel like I had like
Dang,
$5,
yeah, you're
you
right.
know, and that was my.
Just get
So
like
I
a action
remember,
figure,
I think I
space
had like
blanket.
maybe $5 or $6 with me, something like that. And I remember
Ugh,
like really trying to figure out what I could get with this money, and like really like taking my time and like agonizing, like what would be good. Let me tell you, I chose poorly.
what
I
did you
remember
get?
getting like I got some kind of necklace that had like a green star on it or something like that.
What?
I never wore it. I just like it was something I could get for like a few dollars. I'm not a necklace guy, Jeremy. What was I thinking? I couldn't pull it off.
Oh,
And then
not
I
the
had like a
neon green bling.
yeah. I mean, it really did look like those like glow in the dark stars, you know. But
Man,
the other thing I got, I feel like I had $1 left over. So I did get like a magnet. And it was just like, and we had it on our fridge for a while, but it was like
yeah.
just like a space shuttle taking off,
Oh
launching.
yeah.
And it was just like, yeah, just like a fridge magnet. And that's what I got with my gift
The
shop
fridge
money.
magnet is an underrated souvenir item,
Okay.
I would say.
Hmm.
It gets
I
slept
did
on.
enjoy that.
It actually doesn't get slept on, but
Thanks for
um
helping make me feel better,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember getting like a space blanket and maybe like a little action figure, but I probably had more money than $6 than you. Just
Yeah,
not to
wow. Showing
brag, but
off. Yeah.
I did go twice, so
Man, I would love to go back to Kennedy Space Center because I haven't been since
hey,
third grade.
me and Abby almost went whenever she was down there for school, but it's like $80 a ticket now. That's like
Really?
almost Disney level. No, it's not even near Disney, but it's like Busch Gardens level ticket.
Yeah.
It better be good.
Mm.
But you've been up here. You've been up here to the Airspace Museum and the one in Ashburn, right?
Yeah. Well, it's near like the Dulles Airport outside of DC.
Yeah.
So I went to that one, and that one was pretty cool. They didn't have any of the. Well, I could be misremembering, but I don't think they had any of the Apollo stuff. They had like the space shuttle, um,
Yeah.
from like the later missions, and
Well,
they had
that's pretty cool.
they did have the plane that dropped the atomic bomb there. That was kind of harrowing to see.
That's crazy.
Um,
Wow. Well, to be fair, there's
yeah.
not a lot of Apollo stuff that they could
Mhm.
have besides like
Mhm.
because everything
They,
gets left in space besides the
yeah.
little cone shape
Oh, true. Yeah.
thing.
Um, and they also had like the, um, when they come back. I don't know if it's when they come back or like before they go, but they have to quarantine, and it's like one of those like Airstream trailers. They had one of
Yeah.
those. Like the Apollo astronauts would have to like stay in
Oh,
after they came back, make sure they didn't have any like space diseases.
space
But
germs.
yeah, like the
Uh,
measles.
yeah, the German measles. Well, I went in and right when you walk into the Air and Space Museum, they
Mhm.
have a copy of a LM.
Okay, yeah,
Um, that's like the golden sweet potato baked foil
yeah. I
little
remember going to
aircraft
that
thing.
to that one on our DC trip.
Yeah,
I remember seeing that.
that was there. That was really cool. And then they have a little section there where you can like touch some moon rock. Like this is a piece of this rock,
Hmm.
and it's like way too smooth because it looks good. And like I don't even know if that's real. Could be real. I don't know. Everybody's saying. And, never mind. Some people say they didn't go to the. They didn't really go to the moon.
Hmm.
I believe it.
Mm.
I believe that they did. Let me
Yeah.
be clear. They also had a couple of the Gemini, uh, not
Okay. Hmm.
rockets, but the spaceship
Hmm.
cabins, whatever they're called. Um, but they didn't have anything that like gym level was in. Similar,
Mm. Yeah.
both of those were similar. Uh, They had the one from Gemini 4, but Jim Lovell was on Gemini 7, I believe. And he went to space 4 times.
Okay.
He did Gemini 7, 12, and then Apollo 8, and then
Yeah.
Apollo 13. And then Apollo 13, he was like, I ain't going back.
I would never do that again.
His wife is like, I ain't doing it. It's crazy. None of them ever went back to space after that. Well, it's not that crazy,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
one of them was supposed to. Fred was supposed to go for Apollo 18, but then they discontinued
They
the
canceled
program. I also saw at the Air and Space Museum like an X-wing from Star Wars.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. I forgot that was there. And then of course there's like Star Wars merch because
Mm-hmm.
that's that. I saw the little what's that called? I took a picture of it. The Mercury Primate capsule, where before humans flew in space,
Oh.
they had the chimpanzee.
Hmm.
What was the name of that chimpanzee?
Was it Dunstan?
No.
No, he's orangutan.
Mm-mm. Dang, I don't know. Like the dogs and stuff. The Soviets had the dog, but we had the chimp.
Like space chimps.
Yeah. It literally. Have you ever just thought about that? We just don't care if this chimp is alive or dead, but as long as it's just animal testing before humans, they just have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe they trained them on the little G-force thing. I mean, Space Chimps is a movie, and I'm sure it's real. So I want to watch Space Chimps again. There's a lot of space movies that I'm really, really wanting to watch. I don't know about you, but there's a bunch of different types of space movies. There's science fiction movies, then there's like real science fiction movies, and then just like realistic space movies.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a realistic space movie because it really happened. And it's just so crazy to think about that you could just, if they like died, they would have been the first people to die in deep space.
That we know
Like,
of.
it's just so like, how do they get the exact angle to get back in without skipping off or like burning up? It's crazy. And it's like really cool how like our atmosphere is like designed in a way that it protects us. It's like a shield. Our atmosphere like keeps our air in, but also keeps the big things out. Because like a meteor, if it's small enough, it'll go dissipate because it's like 5,000 degrees.
Yeah.
Anyways,
there's a lot of moments in the movie that like I've seen it a ton, but like I understood it a lot better being an adult and everything.
yeah.
So like that was specifically one scene where they like have to fly like manually, and like they just have to kind of hit like the rocket booster and just kind of fly manually, and they have to like
That's
thread the
insane.
needle to like get the right angle like you're talking about. I never really, I mean, I guess I kind of understood it as a kid, but like really to think about it now, like that scene was pretty intense. Like rewatching that, the whole movie's intense. It's a stressful movie, but
it really is. I love a good survival movie though.
Me too. Yeah.
Man, Ron Howard just knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I was looking it up because I feel like this movie should have won some awards. And it was nominated for a lot. It was nominated for Best Picture. I think Ed Harris got a supporting actor nomination. Kathleen Quinlan got one as well.
Okay.
It pretty much across the board, it did get nominated. I think the only thing it won for was like best editing and then like sound design, which was really good. But
really, really good. Like the tape player dying and slowing down. Oh, creepy.
I think about that a lot.
But like, man,
this movie as a kid, they might as well have shot this movie in space, and they did.
Yeah.
Like
what?
this is crazy. Like, so how they shot a lot of sequences like in zero gravity. Like they
Yeah.
basically had like a certain amount of time, like in I don't know exactly what kind of plane it was, but basically they would fly them in a way they called it the vomit comet, where they could like achieve weightlessness for like sprints of like 25 to 30 seconds at a time.
Yeah. Don't they like go straight down or
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
And so like they were able to get like a certain number of hours like on this aircraft to be able to like shoot. So there's like so many
That's why.
scenes that is like why it looks so good is because they really
Hmm.
were like they're not on wires or anything. Maybe for some of it, but like a lot of
I
it
wonder how
was like
expensive
shot.
that was. How many flights they had to go on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean it was so and like the constant like I think they were getting like knocked around a bit, you know, constantly like
Yeah.
trying to like, you know, like achieve certain speeds and stuff like that. And um, but yeah, it's like from a
Wow.
production standpoint, it looks so good because they did so much like practical work.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking, like, how are they getting him like moving around like that?
Hmm.
I wonder
Yeah,
if they're on like a seat that like
yeah.
moved him up or something. But
Some of that for sure. I'm sure they were just kind of like moving around and stuff. But like, I mean, those there's scenes of them like you know going from one you know from like the limb to like the command
yeah,
module and they're just like flying. You know,
was it
like
like an actual like module inside the plane, or was it like a green screen in the plane?
well, that I don't think I think they were just in. I mean, there's not like windows outside, so like
Yeah.
it's just the inside of a aircraft for the most
Hmm.
part.
Yeah, but like
I'm
the
sure they
set.
I'm sure they had to do some stuff like in a studio, but I actually while I know that they did that portion of it, I actually purposely like didn't want to look too much into it because I was like
Okay.
I
Ruin
don't want
it.
to ruin the
Yep.
magic.
Yep. 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 Gotcha.
They went to
Uh,
space. They filmed this in 1995.
Tom Hanks been up there.
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh, so okay, there were some other things. You said Ed Harris reminded me of the other things. I was trying to look specifically for items from Apollo 13, and there's not a lot. And you go around, and it says like there's like one little plaque of Apollo
Uh-huh.
13, and it said like there was a gas explosion, blah 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 blah.
Uh-huh.
And then you go upstairs, and there is like a cabinet of like three or four items.
Hmm.
There's a recreation of the square and the circle, trying to fit a square peg in the circle,
Oh, the
and
filter.
then the
Yeah.
filter, but also the filter adapter that they made.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, I got to see that. That was cool. But my favorite part was the white vest that Ed Harris had. They
Hmm.
had that there. That was really cool.
Hmm.
I don't know if it was the
Iconic.
actual one, not Ed Harris, but
Oh yeah. Yeah.
not the
Mm.
prop, but the actual. And his like the Gene Krantz,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, his wife would make him a new one for every mission that he would do
Yeah.
as the caller director.
I always
So
remembered that scene. Like they're about to, you know, take off and everything, and like he gets it delivered to him, like in the box
yeah,
and everything. Like and all
yeah,
the whole crew knows you
yeah.
know,
The
the
shtick.
tradition, so they're just like waiting for him. It's like looks good, Gene. You know.
Yeah, yeah. What was this, a 1993 movie?
I had 95 is when it came out.
95. Okay,
Hmm.
this is right before How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah.
I noticed that a lot of the actors here were from this movie, proceeded to move on to um, That Thing You Do, which was Tom Hanks's directorial debut in 1996. So
Yeah.
I recognized their manager from that.
Yeah.
He was the, I don't know who he was, but one of the guys. Uh, Ron Howard's
Deke
brother,
Slayton, right?
Ding Slayton,
Deke.
Deke,
I think so. Or no, I
Deke.
might think of someone else.
I don't know.
Keep talking. I'll look.
Anyways, Tom Hanks was in it, uh, and then Ron Howard's brother was in it, and then the manager from it. Uh,
Yeah.
from that thing you do.
Oh yeah. Del
So,
Paxton, the high school band.
yeah, faction. That's why. Yeah.
No, for sure. I remember.
Tom Hanks
I
was like
remember.
getting some slipping some business cards. Like, hey, we'll have you on. We'll be on my new show, my new
Yeah,
movie.
I feel like that movie was the same year, so I'm
Yeah.
curious which one was first. But I know that
Oh, I
I'm sure
thought it was
Apollo 13 was a
'96 that thing you do came out.
maybe. Yeah, I don't remember. I
It
know it
was
was
around the same
about
time.
that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of crossover from like Tom Hanks projects. There's also a lot
Mm-hmm.
of Zeus and Roxanne crossovers.
Explain yourself. Explain yourself right now. You can't just pull out Zeus and Roxanne reference out of nowhere.
Well, I'll tell you, a movie, a staple of our childhood, Zeus and Roxanne, a love story between a dog and a dolphin.
There's an ocean in
Uh-huh.
this. That's all I got.
Well, Kathleen Quinlan is in it. She's
Who
like,
dat?
she's Marilyn Lovell. She's like Steve Gutenberg's like love
Oh,
interest in Zeus
oh
and
yeah, yeah,
Roxanne.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah.
also their son. It's like the same.
That's him. I thought he looked
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah. It's like the same
So the
family.
mom and the son. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Here's my brief
So
thoughts on
Zeus.
Zeus and Roxanne because I actually
Okay.
rewatched it recently.
Really
Um, it's not great,
hits. It's
but
not good.
but it takes you back to childhood.
It's a
It's in the
Steve
category
Gutenberg
of not good,
classic.
but you like it.
All of Steve Gutenberg's movies.
And also, I was surprised that the Emotep from The Mummy is like the villain in it, and I did not know that.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I kind of remember that. I
Yeah.
just remember the hammerhead shark in Flipper.
Hmm.
That's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
much the same movie.
it's a good one. Yeah.
Dolphin movies.
Mm.
Wow. I guess that came out at around the same time too, right?
It's like a couple years. I was actually thinking about that because she like gets nominated for an Oscar in this movie, and then like what possessed her to do Zeus and Roxanne after
I
this
don't know.
movie?
Maybe she loved dogs or dolphins. She's just
Maybe.
trying to work.
Yeah. I think they shot that one in the Bahamas, so maybe it was a free vacation
That is
or a paid
actually kind of
vacation.
nice. That's nice. Um, I watched a Netflix documentary yesterday about it, about Apollo 13, and it was
Hmm.
really good. I really highly recommend that if you're
Yeah.
interested in learning about the history of this even more, dear listener.
Yeah.
And there's also this Wondery podcast. It's like a 5 episode series, which is really
Hmm.
good. I listened to that today. So I feel like I'm very well versed on the Apollo 13 mission
Yeah.
and what all happened and stuff.
Hmm.
So don't quiz me.
Yeah. Actually, this past summer, I watched this show that Tom Hanks produced, and Tom Hanks and Ron Howard actually produced it.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
an HBO show that they produced after Apollo 13, but it's called From the Earth to the Moon. And it's a series of like 8 episodes or so, something like that, that kind of goes through the history of not just Apollo 13, but the whole like Apollo
Program.
program.
Okay.
So it's not like an episode per mission until you get a little bit further on,
Right.
but like, but it goes through like basically from the time like Kennedy like has that like, you know, that challenge or that objective to like let's
Hmm.
get to the moon before the end of the decade, and like the starting of that of those, you know, like the Gemini missions of like the pilots that became
Yeah.
astronauts and stuff like that. It kind of like starts a little bit after that of like the forming of like the Apollo missions from Apollo 1 all the way through. And it is kind of cheesy at some parts, but like it's kind of cool because I had never known anything really other than like, okay, Apollo 11, they went to the moon. Apollo 13, everything went wrong and they got back.
Yeah.
But ask me anything about Apollo 12, I don't
Dude,
know.
the
You
people
know,
that have
like,
walked on the moon,
yeah.
two. There's only been two of them, right? No, there's been 12.
Yeah. So it was really cool to like
One of them's
find out about
dude's
like
name was
what
Pete.
those other missions. Pete Conrad.
Yeah, I know Apollo 14 was the original 13. They tried to do it's the same mission 13 was supposed to do.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Alan
Pete
Shepard was on
Conrad.
that one. Yeah, just learning about like all these like astronauts as if they were like superheroes, kind of
Yeah,
like
good
you
old
just
Al
like know
Shepard.
these names.
Yeah, we,
Um, yeah,
yeah,
so it was pretty cool. I thought it was, I don't know, educational but also kind of entertaining.
yeah, for real.
There
Um,
is an episode on Apollo 13, but since they like you can just watch the movie. They
right.
do it's from like a different perspective of like everyone back at home and like
Okay.
how the news is like reporting it. And it actually even
Yeah.
gets into like kind of like the privacy of like all of a sudden you've got all these people, reporters trying to get a story and they're like
Yeah.
invading like people's privacy. They're like out on the front lawn of like the Lovell's house and stuff like that,
Yeah. I
you
don't. They
know.
didn't really. They talked about it a little bit in this movie, but
Hmm.
they really emphasized it in the documentary and the
Mm,
podcast I listened to.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, there was like she was like upset that they tried to like add a tower onto her
Yeah. Hmm.
property. She was like,
Yeah.
"You could take it up with my husband, who'll be here on Friday."
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, because they didn't even
Nobody cared
they
about
didn't
it.
even broadcast their show.
That literally
That
is America, humans just taking things for granted. Like you
yeah.
get one person on the moon and then the ratings drop after that. Like, we already did that. That's
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah. That is something that I never really knew why it was that they stopped those missions, as a
Yeah.
kid. But then finding out years later that it was just like, well, mission accomplished and how much money are we going to spend, trying to send people here and it's extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
But just like also people just got bored with it, okay, now what,
Yeah. It's all about the money, the
Mhm.
ratings.
Mhm. Another
Um,
thing about the show, sorry,
mhm.
so the Apollo 11 episode, it has Bryan Cranston plays like Buzz
Yeah,
Aldrin, and
that's crazy.
there's this whole thing about like they're contemplating the weight, the gravity, so to speak, um, of like what their first words are going to be on the moon. Really thinking
Yeah.
about that, and like Buzz, like he didn't really know if it was going to be him or Neil, like at
Yeah.
first, until they decided that, um, but I was thinking about like, yes, it's an iconic phrase, like, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. But like even more iconic, I feel like is like Houston, we have a problem.
I even more.
Yeah.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Failure
I
is
don't know.
not an option.
Hmm.
A lot of quotes from this
So,
movie.
so Jim Lovell got he has the most
Jim
famous
Lovell is the
quote.
GOAT.
Hmm.
Neil Armstrong got nothing on him. I mean, he was like Neil Armstrong did make history for like human, actual
Yeah.
mankind and like their species in the world and the universe. But
But it
like
could have been
Jim
any of
Lovell
those
went to
guys.
space twice as many times as he did.
Yeah. I like the scene when they send Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin to go like keep his mom
Yeah.
company. Well,
Are you boys in the space program too? That's great. um,
if they made a washing machine that could fly, my Jimmy could drive it home.
she was a good character.
He could fly it.
It does suck that like he did retire at that point. I feel like he's had two missions where he could see the moon up close, but he really could have just if it just worked out, he could have been
Hmm.
on the moon. I feel
Yeah.
like that's no matter how scary that gets, I feel like I will have wanted to go back. You know?
Yeah.
But, family does take a precedent, of
Mhm.
course.
After that experience, yeah, for sure.
To be
But
fair,
like even
we did
like
go
I was
whitewater
reading,
rafting last year and we had an accident, and I'm like, I am never doing that again.
yeah.
So, but
But
he's a lot
like,
braver than me. We were.
mhm, yeah, for sure. I think that even like Fred Hayes, like he stayed in the NASA program.
Yeah.
Like so it's not like they didn't like they just retired immediately. Like and he even like I was reading he was in some kind of like flight crash or something like that in like the 80s. Like he was still flying and stuff like
A
that. And he like
crash?
yeah, like something happened to him where he like sustained some burns and stuff like but he like survived.
Oh,
Like the
wow.
real life guy, not Bill Paxton, but you know.
Right, right, right. I know he helped like start up the shuttle program too,
Mhm.
right?
I didn't look
Um,
too much into it, but just
let's
skimming
see.
his article online that caught my eye.
Okay.
The other thing that I looked up, and I probably maybe we shouldn't even like bring it up on the show, but
Hmm.
there's a scene in the movie where he says he may have caught a disease
Yeah.
from the other guy, and I was like, is that real? So I had to look it up, and that was not real. That was added for comedic effect. But he did have a urinary tract infection.
Yeah.
He was
They
looking
were
pretty
dehydrated
miserable up
too.
there.
Their rations were 6 ounces of water a day.
Mm,
That's not a lot at all.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not very sure which one. I think pretty sure Fred Hayes. He's the only one that's still alive today.
Hmm.
He's 91, and he only went to the space one time, and he was supposed to go um, on Apollo 18, of course, but
Hmm.
that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Uh, Jack.
See, he was willing to go back. That's crazy, you know.
Yeah, that is. I mean, get a little hair of the dog that bit you.
But if you get that close, you know, yeah.
It's got to be some type of yearning thing. Like you've, very few people have been out there,
Yeah.
and just like once you're out there, man, you can't get it out of your head.
Hmm. No, that
I'm
like that
sure.
whole scene is pretty memorable when they're like trying to do the slingshot around the moon,
Hmm.
and so they're just kind of like at the window, just kind of looking at like what could have been and like what they, you know, yeah. Oh, that's iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What could have been?
And like you know, Jack and Fred are just like looking out, and basically, Jim is just like, "Gentlemen, what are your intentions? Like, I want to go home."
Let's go home. Yeah.
Oh man, I feel like the music is really good in that scene too. The music is great in this movie.
It's
I will
so
say,
good.
James
So
Horner.
good.
Mhm. Yeah, James Horner is just like he's not underrated, but he's one of the best.
Adequately rated for sure.
Hmm.
Um. Yeah. So let's talk about the future
You know, one
of
more thing to
space
add on
travel.
the music, just
Oh,
because
let's
I,
not
I
talk
didn't
about
even.
that.
Sorry, I didn't even tell you. I watched this movie in IMAX recently.
Yeah, you did. It just came out. It's like the
Yeah,
30th anniversary.
yeah, the 30th
Yeah.
anniversary. So I wanted to tell you about that. Um, there was like a little brief message from like Ron Howard that he filmed just for me. You know, just saying thanks for
Aw.
coming to the movie. You know, but no, it was just him at the start, just like reflecting on like 30 years and um,
Was the Arrested
just like
Development theme music going on?
it was not. Um, but after that little message came on, like from the moment the movie started and like the music started, I was just like, oh, the music is so good in this movie. I loved
Yeah.
it.
Excellent.
Um, but yeah, we went down to the IMAX theater in Nashville, Opry Mills. It's a pretty good theater, and it was really cool seeing it in IMAX. The sound was awesome, and
It wasn't 70 mil, right?
well, I just don't really know because the movie wasn't necessarily filmed in IMAX,
Right.
so I feel like for it to be on 70
Was it just on
millimeter,
the
it
huge screen?
was just on the big screen, and it
Okay.
didn't like it was still it wide wise like it was complete. You know, it filled up everything,
Yeah.
but it didn't like it wasn't as tall as the whole
Okay.
thing. but it was mostly. So it was just on a huge screen. The sound was awesome in there.
Yeah,
Um,
like
yeah,
hundreds of seats.
yeah, yeah. Like it was huge.
Yeah, I love that theater so much.
Yeah, it was really cool.
There's
It
supposed
really
to,
made me want to go back and like do more IMAX movies.
yeah, I saw Oppenheimer in that theater, and it was really
Mm-hmm.
good. There's supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be a 70 millimeter IMAX here in DC,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe I'll check that out one day.
Pro tip: I went with my girlfriend Kelsey, and we snuck in a piece of cheesecake, and
Okay,
that was a good like it just
good
fit
sneak in.
perfectly, in her bag. And
Okay.
we saved it for like the launch sequence, and then we ate a piece of cheesecake while they were blasting off, and
All
it was
right,
great.
that's a good
It was a
time.
great moment. It was a great
Shout out
date.
to girlfriend Kelsey, the cheesecake connoisseur.
Hmm.
So, um,
It
yeah,
was
that's
s'mores
awesome.
flavored.
S'mores flavored
Hmm.
cheesecake.
Hmm.
That sounds really good. I should get that for dinner.
You
Cheesecake.
should. We
No
didn't bring the cheesecake
dehydrated
with us. There was a
cheesecake.
cheesecake factory next to the theater, so part of the
Okay.
mall.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A dehydrated cheesecake.
Freeze dried
I'd try
cheesecake
it.
bites. That'd be good.
All right, what did you want to talk about before I?
Okay. So I'm sure if you've heard of the Artemis program, right?
Is that like Artemis Fowl?
No.
No,
Isn't Artemis the Greek something?
hmm.
I don't know.
I actually haven't
Anyways,
heard of it.
have you not?
No.
Okay. So it's the new lunar space flight program that's coming out
Okay.
very
Hmm.
soon. Very soon. You haven't heard about this at all, right? At at
No.
all.
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
They already launched one program in 2022. This
Hmm.
is huge news, dude.
Is this like the Space Force stuff? I don't know. Is this Elon
It's
Musk?
kind of around that. Yeah, Elon Musk is
Hmm.
kind of helping out with that. Yeah, Space
Okay.
Force kind of around that area.
Hmm.
But in 2022, they launched Artemis 1. That
Okay.
it was successfully launched on November 16th, 2022. And this was an uncrewed test flight, of course, because the first one has to be, of the Space Launch System SLS rocket and Orion spacecraft around the moon.
Okay.
Uh, and they just released this info. NASA just this week, like within a couple days, has released this plan for Artemis 2 to be no earlier than April 2026.
Okay.
And it's going to be a manned mission, kind of like Apollo 8 was. And
Okay.
it's going to go around the moon with 4 people. There's going to be 3 guys, 1 girl astronaut, so 4. And
Okay.
then one of the guys is Canadian. So that's kind of fun.
So
Reed
they're going back to
Wiseman,
the moon,
they're
though.
going back to the moon, dog.
Okay. Okay.
We're going back, baby. Or for the first time, if whatever you believe in, I'm not sure. Reed Wiseman, Victor Hoover, Christina Koch, and Canadian Jeremy Hansen will be flying, orbiting the moon in 2026, as early as February 2026 to April 2026.
Mhm.
That's that flight. Jonathan, in 2027, we have plans, and space travel plans get pushed back, obviously. But
Mhm.
in 2027, mid 2027, this mission, Artemis 3, is being planned to return humans to the surface of the moon.
Mm.
And it will
Okay.
include the first woman and person of color.
Mhm.
Actually, no, that's Artemis 2. That I wrote that down wrong. But that that mission has not been cast, if you will. They don't have a crew yet, so.
Mhm. Okay.
But that's
Okay.
really cool. In 2027, they're planning to have a man or woman on the moon again after like 50
Yeah.
years of not having
Yeah.
anybody on there. Uh,
That is
the
cool.
the whole point of this Artemis program is like a stepping stone to get to Mars.
Hmm.
They're like wanting to build a base on the moon, like a permanent base, so
Uh
that
huh.
people can like fuel up or I don't know, like whatever, go to Mars eventually.
Put like a Bucky's out there or something.
Yeah, like a buck. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Little theme park or something.
Okay, so
So Artemis, I'm not done. Artemis 4, 2028. The mission will dock the Lunar Gateway, delivering International Habitation IHAB module. It's the most ambitious mission to date and a stepping stone for longer lunar presence and future Mars missions. Artemis 5 by 2030. This mission will add more capabilities, including the European Space Agency's module, the Canadians' Canadarm 3, and the NASA Lunar Terrain Vehicle to the Gateway. Artemis 6 will be 2031. The mission will integrate the crew in the science airlock with the Lunar Gateway. And then beyond Artemis 6, they're planning to do annual lunar landings, which I'm sure it will get discontinued after that because that's what happened before. Because we're going to get bored after that. So,
yeah, that would be expensive.
It's an exciting time, I guess, for space travel and NASA fans. And I feel like SpaceX is somewhat involved with that, of course. Because the stuff they're doing is insane right now.
See, I remember when I was in like late elementary school, like early middle school, I feel like the International Space Station was like a big thing. And I thought it was going to be like a bigger thing than maybe it is. I don't know.
Oh, it just
like
is.
I guess I don't know. I just maybe I just don't know like what's going on with like the current stuff through the years, but like I just don't know what people do there. I guess they just hang out there.
Experiments.
Like when you said they're gonna have like a base on the moon, I'm like, don't we have a base on the space station? What do they do?
Yeah.
We just like want like a brick and mortar location, you know?
There's always someone on the space.
Well, and
station.
I remember hearing about the story too this past year of like we had like astronauts that got like stuck up there. And they had a delayed return date, basically.
By like months. It's like the longest anyone's ever been in space.
It was like 8, almost 9 months, I think.
That's insane. They had like muscular atrophy.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's what's gonna happen. I guess if you're gonna go to Mars, it takes 6 months to get there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a fact.
I don't know.
Anyways,
but we keep sending all those rovers to Mars, you know. I don't know what we've learned. Okay, so I've mentioned this to you before. Maybe I've mentioned it on the podcast. There's this joke about like as men get older, they either get into like World War II history or like, you know, like smoking meats, you know, like learning how to really pull the grill out, you know, and like cook meats, you know.
Yep.
And I've decided to go a different path, which is I really want to learn more about the space program and like the space history.
Giving up the
that's
model trains.
That's what I'm going to learn into. Well, okay, that's going to be a thing too. I'm going to get into model trains, but I'm too young for that.
Okay.
These are retirement hobbies, you know.
Right. You're going to have a lot.
But as you're talking about these things, you know, I've learned about the Apollo missions, but I don't know a whole lot about the other stuff. So that's, you know.
Yeah.
But I've got time. I've got time to learn about it and get educated.
And there's a future to be into it. I feel like with the success of these Artemis missions, I feel like space in general is going to be in, if you will. I think it's going to be popular again. But I'm excited for it. It's crazy that we decided to do this on the 30th anniversary of the movie, and also like all this new stuff is happening with NASA. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Pretty cool.
I'm good to wrap up if you are.
Well, should we talk about the movie?
Yeah, we did. It's the same. It's all history.
Oh, there's so many good scenes though.
Yeah. The one that sticks out to me is when Fred is blowing chunks in zero gravity.
That's good. Okay. Also, the food of the movie is like the orange juice, like floating through space, trying to get a sip of orange juice.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
every
I mean,
person's dream to do zero gravity.
mhm.
That's so cool.
There's so many. I feel like just every character is just so good. That the performances in this movie are really good. Even like Gary Sinise, it's like Ken Mattingly, being the guy to stay behind and not get the measles. I feel
Yeah.
like he does really good in this movie. The scene just where
That's so
they're
sad
trying to
too.
figure out. Yeah,
He
I
never
know.
got the measles either.
Yeah, he did get to go though,
And the
right?
other guy got sick.
Yeah.
He did go. He did go. Yeah.
Um, I just love the scene of just them trying to problem solve the air filter. The square peg and a round hole.
Hmm.
Basically, just like waking up all these engineers like in the middle of the night and like, hey, we got to solve this problem, and like using their, I don't know, their ingenuity and their education to like figure out what they have on board and how they can makeshift something into like that is going to
Right.
survive. Like
MacGyver.
it, it's so crazy. Like so many things went wrong, but also so many things went right for them to be able to like
They had like
get
less than
back.
10% chance of survival.
Yeah,
There's like
and it's just crazy.
3 different acts of just like the problem.
Hmm. It's
It's a
just one
very long
problem
movie
after
too.
another. Yeah,
Yeah.
this movie is one of the greats.
It really is.
Mandatory viewing. Like you
It's like
really got to see this one.
it's an actual 5 out of 5.
Hmm.
Not to jump
Yeah,
on the letterbox scores,
no,
but
that's where I
it's
was
a five
going with
star
it.
movie. 5 star
Yeah.
movie. You can't
Hmm.
say anything else about it. Star-studded
Yeah.
cast. It's got 2 people from Zeus and Roxanne.
I mean, I feel like Tom Hanks just like went on a run here in the '90s, just
For real.
like
How did
so
he not win an
many.
Oscar for this and he won one for Forrest Gump? Bunch of
In Forrest Gump, Apollo 13, That Thing You Do, gonna put it up there. Saving Private Ryan, Castaway, just like man, what a
oh,
run!
what a run.
Staples of our childhood.
Yeah.
And you might not think that Saving Private Ryan was a staple of our childhood, but our dad liked World War II movies, so we
Yep.
watched it.
Yep. Catch Me If You Can, The
Oh,
Terminal,
oh yeah.
Da
Mhm.
Vinci Code, You've Got Mail.
Yeah. You've
Bro's
got
a
mail, yeah.
bro is a
Mm.
crazy. And he hasn't. He still hasn't stopped. He was in
Mm.
Sully, Toy Story 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
Asteroid City. He was in
I,
The
I
Phoenician
wasn't too.
Scheme. He's a Wes Anderson now. He's
Yeah,
Wes
he's gotten
Anderson
on that
royalty.
train.
Polar
I didn't love
Express,
his
Captain
character in the
Phillips.
Elvis movie. That
That's
was
true. That
weird.
was weird. I forgot about that movie. Wow.
But yeah.
But still a run.
Mhm. Oh, for
He's
sure.
one of the greats.
Well, Jeremy, how long does it take to end the podcast?
About 1,300 hours, 13 minutes.
3 hours by the checklist.
3
We
hours
don't have
by the
much.
checklist. Yeah,
We don't have that much time.
we don't have that. We have 15 minutes.
Okay, there's one little
Like you
moment.
expect me to know quotes from this movie?
I didn't expect you to know that. There is one little moment that I kind of liked was like as they're like getting ready to like um make their descent, like to come back home, like Tom Hanks gets in the pilot seat
Yeah.
and
Oh,
Kevin
he's like,
Bacon
oh,
just
I'm
kind
so
of
used to it. My bad.
he just kind of looks over and he's like, well, I guess I'll let him. I don't know. It's debate. He's just like
He's
he's
like,
the captain. I don't know, but he looks over. He's like, oh, sorry, force of habit. And like he lets him come back in his pilot spot. So I don't know.
yeah.
But yeah, so many good moments. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up here.
All
But
right.
if you're listening here, you could also be watching over on YouTube. Follow us on
YouTube.
Inside Quotes. Subscribe over there. You can
How many
follow us
fingers am I
on.
holding up?
Leave a comment below. That's a lot of numbers.
Well, I was
What
trying
was
to
that?
do
I
like
heard an explosion.
I just dropped my hand on the desk.
Don't stir the tanks, Jeremy.
Well, our show art was done by Bryce Bridgman, and you can find him on Instagram at GroovyBridge. You can find us on Instagram at Inside Quotes Cast. Um, and if you want to leave us a review, do that. That'd be great. And um, yeah, if you have any suggestions for an episode that you want us to do, hit us up on Instagram. Yeah,
Guess that's it.
that's it.
Time to go home.
Yep. 3, 2, 1, blast off. See you next time on Inside Quotes.